Hey everyone, my name is Ryder Doty and I'm going to show you how to draw a rocket ship today. Okay, so I have Adobe open. Let's zoom out a little bit. Alright, so I've drawn a lot of rocket ships in my day. I love drawing them because they're so simple and easy to do. So first thing I like to do is draw a background, and I'm going to fill it in with, let's see, get rid of my outline here. Okay, I'm going to fill it in with a nice outer space background color. Let's see. Let's do, yeah, like a dark blue. Okay, lock that down. Doing Command 2 if you're on a Mac. Okay, so what I like to do is use the Polygon Tool. Okay, you can see how we select it here. I hold Shift and I make my little polygon. You'll see it better when I fill it in. Let's rotate that sideways. I'll make it white for now because most rocket ships are white. I think. I don't know. Probably. Okay, so this is our foundation for a rocket ship. So what we have to do is, well, for one, there's too many points on here. Okay, so it looks like a house right now, but if we lengthen the top part by selecting A and then dragging our cursor over those top three points, you'll see them all selected. We're going to hold Shift. I guess we don't need to hold, well, yeah, let's hold Shift. It'll make it go faster. So yeah, for those who don't know, if you hold Shift and then you use the arrow keys, it makes it jump just a little faster when you make items bigger or smaller. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good size for a rocket. Now, these 2 points here are not as low as I want them to be. So I'm going to grab those two, again with A, to select individual points. And then let's bring them back down just a little bit. Okay. So we're getting the barrel middle part of our rocket. Alright, now I don't like rocket ships to be this non-aerodynamic, so what I'm going to do is round out this point, and to do that I'm going to select A again and then highlight those 2 points right here. You'll see these two little circles come up, and that will round those out. So if you grab those both and pull them in until it turns red like that, look at that, it's beautiful. Okay, so that is the top of our rocket, and now that I look at this, it's kind of short. So let's make the bottom longer by doing A again, selecting those bottom points, making it a bit longer. Okay, shrink this whole thing down, holding Shift and dragging with our mouse. All right, I promise that's a rocket. Okay, so now the rocket needs some fins pretty quickly so that it looks more family friendly. So we're going to do a simple pen drawing. So click, I'm sorry, let's tell people. Okay, so you do the pen tool, which is P. All right, we're going to click once, drag down to the bottom of this rocket, or just above the bottom, and then let's see how big we want these to be. Let's bring it down at an angle here. And I don't usually like them to be super duper straight. You know what? Let's do it a different way. Okay. Let's get our square. I'll show you a little trick. Alright, we're going to make our square. Let's make them, I don't know, what's a good color? Not orange. Orange rockets. Let's see. More reddish. Or you know what I like to do a lot is like this kind of flat pinkish color. Okay. Red, white, and blue. There you go. Okay. So we're going to select the top parts of that, make it more of a rectangle because we want it to be a longer fin. Alright, we're going to select that one top left anchor point and make it rounded. Beautiful. Okay. I don't want to do that. All right. It's kind of wide. Let's see. Yeah, it's still pretty wide. I don't want it that wide. Okay, let's make these a little bit smaller. I'm just going to chop off half of this shape. So to do that, I use the Pathfinder tool. So it's under Window, and then you scroll down to Pathfinder, and under the Shape Modes, we're doing minus front. So I just drew a rectangle over the part, the shape that I want to get rid of. I know you can use the, what the heck is that tool called? The Shape Builder tool. I don't like that tool that much, to be honest. I don't know. I guess I was trained differently, but it's fine. I prefer it this way. So I select both my shapes, do the minus front. That'll leave me with just this guy. Okay. It's coming together. Now I want the bottom of this to be a little more pointy. So let's see. My pen tool again. Bring this up. Let's see. Let's bring it like this for now. Okay. Now do I want to make it all the way to the corner? Yeah, okay, that might look good. Okay. So now that I have kind of the area that I know I want to chop off, I'm going to go back, select them both, and do the minus front in the Pathfinder tool. Okay. Yeah, this is looking good. Alright, then I like to overlap it just a little bit because it gives it just a little bit of depth, even though this is a flat illustration. So now that we have our fin, we're just going to copy it, but we're not going to copy and paste it. We're going to hold down the Option key, click and drag, and that'll make a duplicate of it. I remember my instructor in college told me that if you copy and paste, especially with some more complex items, it can really slow down your computer and mess with your RAM. I don't know if that's true anymore, but that's what I've always done. Anyway, let's flip that around using the Reflect feature under Transform and keep it vertical. Look at that. Alright, so now we're going to select both of these, go up to our line, and do vertical align top, just to make sure that they're even. And then what I like to do is select them both, do Command G to group, and then I select the whole thing and do horizontal align center, just to make sure it's all uniform. Yeah, looking pretty good. Okay, but rockets generally don't have only two fins. So what I'm going to do is get my Polygon tool again. Make a little polygon. I'm sure there are way cooler ways to do this, but I'm doing it quick and easy. Okay, I'm pretty much trying to replicate what would be a front view of one of these fins. So I squished my polygon, and now I'm going to send it to the back. Try to send it to the back. Let's see. There we go. Too far back. Okay. There we go. Command and parentheses. Or no, what are those? Brackets. Command and brackets will bring it forward. Alright, so that looks cooler. Not sure if I want that in the full back or up one layer. We'll see. Okay, we can always move it down the road. So we have the foundations of a rocket here. Now, what we're going to do is add some more detail to it because right now it's kind of bland. So one thing that's kind of fun to do with these like retro looking rockets is to do what I would assume are like plates and I don't know, however they would like fasten metal and stuff together. So I'm making a rounded rectangle, and I'm going to just use the line from it. So I did Control I to select that background color, and then I'm going to go to my swatches and remove the fill. I don't want it that tiny of a line, so let's go to stroke and change the weight to, let's see, let's try 3 for now. Okay, yeah, that might be cool. Alright, so now I'm using Command and left bracket to send it back a little bit. But my goal here is really just to add some little visual features to make it look, I don't know, more dynamic than just a flat color rocket. So rockets are fun. They should be cool looking. Alright, so I'm just taking a duplicate of these little bolts. I don't even know how many bolts it takes to hold a rocket together, but let's just see what comes out. Okay, if we really wanted to be neurotic, we could cut off this left half of the rectangle, but I don't know, for now it works fine. Okay, so that looks good. If we like how it looks, let's select it, just that. I'm going to group it all together. It'll probably bring it forward like it did, but that's fine. Alright, we're going to Option hold and drag, and that duplicated it, and then we're going to do our transform, reflect again. I think the point of these panels is to make it look like those fins are somehow attached to this rocket with bolts. Okay, so you can see they're kind of centered where I want them to be, but wait, this one's too far over. You know what? We need to group them. Go back to our align. Let's grab it all. Just make sure we're all centered. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, so now these are centered, and I'm going to do Command left bracket, push them back just one layer. Okay, you know, I'm not a fan of these filled circles. Let me just see what they look like as outlines. Yeah, okay. I'm down with that. Alright, so I'm going to grab those. Oh. I for the eyedropper. Might even drop these. A stroke on these. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. Let's do an A and then eyedropper to match that stroke. Now that I see that lighter stroke, I think I might lower these guys a little bit. Yeah, let's see what it looks like. If you do Command 0, it'll zoom out to the full artboard size. Okay, we're getting there. Alright, so we have our fins. We have something attaching them to the rocket. I guess people need to actually look out of a rocket, don't they? So they need windows somewhere, huh? You know what I like to do on these old-fashioned rockets? I like to do a circle window. Okay, so we draw a circle. I'm going to use the eyedropper tool to copy the stroke from those panels that we made. So this is kind of a fun part. I like to do a little more detail with the window, more like kind of like a submarine window. Okay, so what I do, I'm going to duplicate it, make it a little bigger, just because windows have to somehow be attached. So let's align to our selection. Alright, like that. We got 2 layers, and I'll show you some cool stuff we can do with that. Alright, but first we need to make it just a little more dynamic and bold. Yep, I like that. That looks good. And so we're doing this blue color scheme, but we don't want a white window because that would look kind of stupid. So I'm going to fill it in with that same background blue, double click it, and then pick something kind of in the same window of color here that might look more like a light blue or a glass. Let's see. That's kind of an ugly blue. Alright, let's go to a different color scheme here. I like that. Perfect. I'm not a big fan of these outline colors, so let me just see what it looks like here. If I shrink it down a little bit. Okay, I think that might work. Now, this is a reflective surface, so we want to add some cool little light glares in it. So the way I do that is I grab my pen tool again, I hold down Shift to make it a pure diagonal line. I don't know what degree that is, but whatever it is, it looks good. So I'm going to make it, let's do a heavier stroke here. Let's do a 10. Alright. So then we're going to do Option and drag, because we just want like, I don't know, 3 of these things. I'm going to put them at different spacing. You'll see we're going to kind of chop them off in different places to make them look like light going by. Okay, so the way I'm going to do that, first I'm going to expand these so they're not just lines anymore. So I'll go to Object, Expand, hit OK. Perfect. I'm going to make these yellow just for now, just so I can see them. Okay. And let's see. So this would probably be a good time to do the, what do they call that? Shape Builder tool. I just forget where it is. Is it this thing? I don't remember what that is, but alright, let's do a different way here. So with our trusty old Pathfinder tool, we are going to go to Transparency, Multiply, and then with those still selected, we're going to select our circle, the blue one. Okay, and then we're going to do our Trim button under the Pathfinders. Oh wait, not Trim, what am I doing? Undo. There we go. Alright, select these guys again. Have that blue circle. And divide. There we go. You know, sometimes you just gotta figure things out as you go. So what I'm doing is deleting all these extra chunks of these yellow lines. Alright. So I have my 3 yellow pieces, which I'm going to take and select this lighter blue color to fill them in. And then I want to go with an even lighter blue color. Well, probably not that light. Okay. Look at that. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. You know, these lines are kind of sharp. Let's see. I don't want it to be that sharp. Maybe like a angle. Yeah, the angle looks good. Okay, so let's just do that to this guy. Perfect. Yeah, I like that. Okay. What else do we do to rockets? So they need to have like a nose on them. You can do kind of a rounded cone nose, but I don't know, for our purposes, I think let's just keep that line flat. But I'll show you how to do a rounded one if you want to. Alright, so I made a simple little triangle. I'm going to match my red color by doing the eyedropper. And then I'm going to go to multiply under my transparency and drag it down until I get how much coverage I want. That looks pretty good. Okay, select those two and hit that divide tool again. Don't worry, didn't delete everything. Just brought that to the top layer. So then I select just that weird darker part by pressing A and then clicking it. Get rid of it. We don't need that anymore. Okay, so now I'm clicking on the middle part of the rocket and doing Command left bracket until I send it all the way back. Yeah, like that. Okay, so that's our nose of the rocket. Now, what do we need? We need these guys, these little bolts. Okay, so I'm going to select each of these, copy, paste them. Let's rotate them by clicking on the corner and dragging it. And I'm not going to shrink them, that would be easy, but let's not do that. You know what, we probably need a few more of those because that's not going to hold that rocket together very well. Whoa, we don't want to do that. Okay, there we go. Let's make them look even because I'm all about symmetry. Alright, so I have them all selected. I go to my Align tool, and then I'm going to distribute the objects using the horizontal distribute center. And then I'm going to align them right in the middle with, what do they call it, vertical align center. Look at that. That looks pretty slick. Okay. Now, guess what? We need to make sure everything's centered. So I'm going to, is this one thing? That's not one thing. Okay. Let's just make sure that our little blue circle here stays together. So I selected all of it and grouped it. Otherwise, when you do a center everything, it's going to throw it all funky out of place. Alright, so we selected everything, hit our center line just to make sure that everything's good. That's looking pretty good. What else do we want to do? Sometimes it's fun just to add some extra like building lines on these. So like we're kind of mirroring what we did with these panels. We're going to add some lines and then add some bolts to them. I don't know, looks more fun that way. Yeah, and even up here at this cone, might be cool to have some more. See, look how good that looks. Okay, let's send these lines back a couple layers. Or let me just bring our fins forward. Look at that, perfect. Okay. That looks pretty good. Yeah. Alright, so now I'm going to take my little bolts I drew, I'm going to copy them, bring them down in the middle there, hold down Option to make a few more of them. We don't need that many though. Let's see. Let's delete these extra guys. Alright. Select all our little bolts. Bring them back in the center. Man, that looks good. Okay. Copy. Paste them again. I don't know if I want them up here. Let's see. See what looks any good. Kind of wish they were that red color, but I don't know. Let's see. Why not? Let's have fun with it. Alright. I just want to see. Sometimes the color can look better. Maybe. might change that later, but let's see. Let's delete these extra ones. Why aren't you letting me select it? Oh yeah, that was a separate thing. There. Okay, so we got that. Let's grab our bolts again. Option drag. When you do that, it drags it on that same level that the other one was on. So like, if that other level were under these fins too, then it would also be under those fins. Alright. We'll center it all later, but that looks pretty good. Alright, now the fun part. Let's call this USA. So I use my type tool. I'm going to grab my same red lettering. And we need a cool kind of, this Prohibition one looks pretty good. Alright, but those are spaced way too far. Alright, so let's go type, create outlines. I just want to shrink them back a little bit. And then one nice thing is when you make the outlines, it can kind of make the letters align a little better. Otherwise, I don't know, sometimes the way they build fonts, it like doesn't line up right. Alright, that's gigantic. Let's make it smaller. USA. Or USA. Alright, let's see if I messed up anywhere by doing a centering. Hey, good, nothing moved. Okay, look at that. That's coming out to be a pretty cool rocket. Alright. What else can we do? I think that looks pretty good. I think these fins could use a little more detail. Let's see it. Why don't we add like a cool, what would it be? Like a stripe kind of thing on them. So to do that, I'm just making a copy of my fin. I'm going to take off the fill, change it with the white stroke. Let's make that stroke, let's go with a 10. Alright, and we just want the outside line. So I'm doing A and then grabbing my inside line and deleting it. And on the outside here, we're going to give this kind of a racing stripe. So place it generally where I want it, and then I'm going to shrink it until it kind of matches where I want this thing to be. Wait. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay. We want to do that twice. We're going to do Option, hold, drag to make another one, transform it, and reflect it. And let's bring it on the other side here. We have it pretty well centered, but let's see. First, let's select them both and do vertical align top. Oh yeah, look, that left one was a little off. Group them. All right, I'm going to center it with everything else. And let's make them pink right now because we're going to do a multiply transparency. Yep, that looks good. Okay, so now, good, I just want the fins. Alright, so I have my line selected, my fin selected, going back to my Pathfinder tool. I'm going to hit, oh wait, I can't do that yet. First we have to, excuse me, first we have to expand our lines here. Then we go to our Pathfinder and divide. Okay, let's see if it worked. Hey, it worked. Okay, so I'm just selecting these little chunks that I don't want. Alright, that looks pretty cool. Alright, so now I don't actually want pink fins. So I can either do white. What do we think? Yeah, the white's kind of dynamic. This fin looks weird to me because it looks like it's like fire. It's right like where the engine, or the, yeah, engine, right? That would have been. And we don't need this fin here. Yeah, alright, let's get rid of that. We don't need that. That looks pretty slick. Can we do anything else? We can add some shading under this window to make it look kind of 3D-ish. Let's see here. So what we do is we take our circle, kind of match that same size that the other one was. Then we just center it, drop it down a tiny bit. Let's see, are we grouped together? No, okay. So then we're going to command bracket and drop it back behind. Thank you, Creative Cloud. Okay. I'm going to fill in this with white so it doesn't show through there. See what I'm doing? Right. Try to make it line up somewhat with that width. Alright, now we don't want a red shadow, so let's pick some kind of gray. Doesn't really matter, something light. Let's see how much you can even see that. A little darker maybe. Okay, yeah, that works. So it makes the window look kind of like it pops out a little bit. I mean, you could carry that theme with shading more if you really wanted to, but that's all up to you. Anyway, that is how you make a rocket. You can make it look a little 3D-ish by adding a circle shadow underneath. Circle tool, transparency, multiply, like that. Just floating there in outer space. Cool, so that is it. Hope that helped some of you. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll try to do a new tutorial maybe this weekend. Alright, there you go. Have fun with it.